Hey folks, it's Chris Sinatra with Velocity Front, where I read books and give you a short and sweet summary and a review of the book so you can better decide whether or not you want to spend your valuable time and money reading the same book. Today's review is Don't Let Your Kids Kill You by Charles Rubin. Now, obviously, this is not a book for everybody. This is a book for folks that may have a family member or a friend who is going through chemical dependency, alcohol dependency, and they're struggling with how to handle that relationship. And when I first started reading the book, I started to think to myself, this book sucks. It doesn't seem like it's written by an author. I don't think I know he's not a doctor. And it just was a little bit all over the place. As I got into a little bit more, I realized that it really was a very valuable understanding of how parents deal with addiction. They deal with codependency and enabling their children or their loved ones to abuse drugs and alcohol over time. How by doing things like bailing them out of jail or fixing their cars or lending them money. All these things ultimately help to enable that bad behavior. And ultimately, as a parent or a loved one, you need to stop blaming yourself for their addiction and understand that they're an adult and you can't really control what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. Interestingly enough, and just for full disclosure, I've got a daughter who went through a chemical dependency problem, which is what led me to read the book in the first place. And I read the book. I went to an Al-Anon meeting about a week later, and I was in this meeting, and one of the stories that one of the folks was telling was about her son and how she was so concerned about his alcohol abuse and getting in the car and driving and obviously being under the influence while he was driving and how to handle that. And I was listening to her story. She was visibly upset. And I asked her, I said, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your son? And she looked at me and she said, he's 42. And I was like, wow. I mean, that's a perfect example of when a person reaches a certain age, they really have to take their own accountability for their own actions. And by constantly enabling them and supporting their bad behavior, you're basically just elongating and exacerbating the problem. So if you're astute, you look at the book and you go, that book's brand freaking new. There's no way that dude read that book. And if you notice that, you'd be 100% right. And the reason why is since I've read this book, I probably have given out 4 copies to folks that I've known that I thought would benefit from this book. That's how much I valued the content of it. So I actually had to go out and buy another copy of it on Amazon so that I could do my book review. So if that's not a good review, I don't know what is. That's a pretty good testimony to my belief in it. Really fast read. You read this thing in a couple hours and well worth the money. Definitely recommend it. Charles Rubin, Don't Let Your Kids Kill You. Look forward to your next review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And if you have any comments, please, I welcome all of them, good, bad, or indifferent. And if there are any books you'd like me to read and review for you, let me know in the comments section below. Have a great day and thanks very much. Happy reading.